Hey guys, Andy here once again in my nightgown. A, it's cold, and B, just a bit of a disclaimer. I've got quite a busy life in the sense that I work a lot and I've got three kids and they take up a lot of time as well, so I don't get a lot of free time to do these videos. So just have to take it as it is. I wanted to get through the James Herbert videos, and we're at the next one on the list. I can't remember what number this is, but it's next. Probably a bit controversial, this one. I mean, I've said before that these lists are just subjective. It's just my opinions because that's all it is. But I've decided to put his 1976 novel, The Survivor, next. It was his third published novel, an early one, and one that has a really great premise, again, and a really great central mystery of this individual who survives a plane crash. Everybody else on board the plane dies except for him, and he is then plagued by the thought of why he survived. What's different about him? Why is he alive and everyone else is dead? He has strange, vivid dreams, and then it comes to light that there's something happening. Something dark and mysterious is killing people, and he may be connected to it, and he's got to discover how and why. So it is a really interesting premise, a really interesting story idea. I mean, Herbert was great at plot. He really was great at plot. And this one, being an early Herbert book, it's got a lot of grisly nastiness, some great violent scenes. It's quintessentially British again in prose, so there's certain people from other territories that might find some of the language a bit dated or a bit too British, I guess. There's a lot of sort of very English, shall we say, language in this. I think this is a book that I'm really divided on because I love, like I said, the premise and the bulk of the story. However, I mean, most of Herbert's early novels are quite short and to the point. He didn't really waste a lot of words in his early books, but I still found that despite the fact that this is, less than 300 pages long, it plodded quite a lot. This was still quite a slow plodding book. And it's hard to pinpoint exactly why. It has scenes of intense action and violence, and then interesting development, but then it will just go nowhere for a little while. And it does what Herbert and most horror authors do. It's a horror trope where they'll introduce a character purely to kill them off, and then you'll have a few more scenes where they'll introduce a character purely to kill them off, and it doesn't do anything except keep the story moving and give you some action and violence to enjoy for horror. But it doesn't actually do anything for the story itself. In and of itself, it doesn't actually contribute anything to the story. So that's what it does. And I think that's partly why I struggled a bit with certain elements of this, because you don't really care about the people that are being bumped off because you don't know them long enough. They just get killed. I also think that the resolution here, just everything hinges on this great resolution. If you're going to make a story that's mysterious and has this huge hook, you need a good payoff. I personally don't think the payoff here is great. I think the reason why this guy survived and how he survived is anticlimactic and doesn't really fit with the story, and it removes, again without spoiling it, the central mechanic of what's bumping people off and this dark element to the story just disintegrates basically, with no explanation whatsoever, and that was something I was really disappointed in. So to sort of overly surmise it, because I can't really say much more about this book without spoiling major things, which I don't want to do in case you want to read it. I think it's a fast-paced book with some great action, a great plot, well-written prose. Even if it is quintessentially English, there's things about it that some people find quite dated. It's a book from the early 70s. But I also think that the payoff isn't great, and it kind of sags a little bit. The fact that without the violence, there isn't an awful lot to it. It's still a decent book. I'm not trying to suggest it's bad. It's higher up than all the other ones because I've enjoyed reading. Its best bits are better than the best bits from some of the other books, but its worst bits let it down. So that's The Survivor. That's where I'm putting it. It's okay. I think this is one that gets a lot of praise from people. A lot of people say that this is one of Herbert's best books, and if they enjoy it more than I do, then more power to them. I'm not, this is all just subjective. But for me personally, I don't think this is one of his best books. I think it's a fairly middling one.